you ever thought about what else you could be doing on a cold winter's day in Edmonton? It's fun throwing water up into the air and seeing it come down as mist. But are there other things that you could do? Well, we think we have a project for you, the winter garden. So with a little bit of know-how and a few supplies, you can create ice balls and turn those ice balls into lanterns. Now you could do this in warmer weather and you could use your freezer, but the weight of water is really quite a bit. 1 liter weighs 1 kilogram, so it's actually pretty easy to overload your freezer. Best to do it outside. You will need a few supplies. A metal mixing bowl works great to support the weight. Punch balloons, they have to be heavy duty, and some clips so that you can let air out of your balloon. Scouter Jose is leading us through this activity, and you can see that she's pulling the lip of the balloon around her tap in her basement, and she is supporting the weight of the balloon with her bowl that she has sitting in a bucket. And she needs to support the weight of the balloon because that balloon will get very heavy, and if it stretches too far, it could burst. We're using cold water and not hot because cold water holds less oxygen and we'll get clearer ice balls that way. And you notice that it's not turned on too fast. We want to keep this under control because we don't want the balloon popping off and squirting all over the place. So you may be wondering, why is Scouter Jose filling up this balloon inside when there is a perfectly good tap on the outside of the house? Well, in wintertime, we have to turn those taps off, otherwise they will freeze and the pipes will burst. Now you can see by the size of this balloon why we need a high quality balloon and why we use a punch ball balloon. Your everyday balloons that we use in the summer when we have a water fight are meant to burst. Well, we don't want this to burst. It needs to stay strong. We're almost there. We're almost there. Aha! We're nearing the end. And you can imagine this is now quite heavy. You do want to have the support. Now, if you take a look, you can see that there is an air bubble in here, and we do want to get rid of that air bubble. Otherwise, we'll have a flat spot. So remember those clips? This is where the clips come in. So before we take it off the tap, we are going to clip it so we don't shoot water all over the place. Ah, yes. Do you remember the part where I said you need to support the weight of the water? Well, this is an example of what happens when you don't. Ah, yeah, not so good. You can see water squirting all over the place. And in reality, this balloon ends up tearing. So this one didn't work very good. So keep it supported, keep it close. There we go. Keep it close. All right, now we're going to bring it outside. You'll notice the Scouter Gerald carried it outside using the bowl. Again, if you didn't have that bowl, well, it's going to be a wibbly wobbly mess. So Scouter Gerald has removed the clip and he's let that little bit of air out, and now he's putting 2 knots on the balloon, and we're going to try to seal it up. Now, again, the easiest way of turning it out is actually just to roll it out into the snow. And you'll notice that Scouter Gerald is turning it out and rolling it over. But the area that he's chosen has lots of nice fluffy snow. There's no sticks, nothing that would pop our water balloon. So it was -35 on this day, and the balloon sat outside for 4 hours. We have about 1 centimeter of ice, and now we're going to cut the balloon open. Remember, you use a knife only if you have a knife permit. Otherwise, ask mom or dad for some help with this step. And Scouter Gerald is poking a hole with his knife where there was a bit of an air bubble. It's a little thinner there. And then he's just going to tilt it out and drain the water out of our ice ball. So it's about, like I said, a centimeter thick, and we're going to drain that water out because we want to be able to put the lights on inside of there. And you'll notice Scouter Gerald is using gloves. And if you have waterproof gloves, that's even better. No one wants cold, wet hands. While we're on that theme, you'll notice that Scouter Gerald is also completely dressed for the weather, even though he's only going to spend a few minutes outside. He's wearing snow pants, a coat, winter boots, gloves, toque. Even if you're outside for short periods of time, you need to be protected from this kind of cold. Frostbite can set in really quickly. And safety first, pour in the snow, not on sidewalks. Depending on the temperature outside, the time for that crust to form for our ice ball is going to vary, so you're going to need to keep an eye on it. Keep in mind you may need to make that opening a little larger so that you can fit your lights inside. Ta-da! All right, now lights. There's different kinds of lights you can put inside. These are Halloween lights that we picked up earlier on in the year. We also have some lovely LED lights, but you'll notice we have them all packed away in a Ziploc bag. We want to seal them up just because of the freeze-thaw cycle. Then that way we'll be able to reuse them. Now sometimes we have problems, and as you can see, we did have a few balls that split. But with a little care, we can insert the lights inside of our ice balls and have a beautiful winter garden. How cool is that?